Hey fellow YouTubers, this is George here at Vinyl Rescue. Just got a new, it's not new, it's a used Technics SL D202 turntable sent to me from JJ out of Southern California. Contacted me through my Facebook page at Vinyl Rescue and asked about doing mods similar to what I've done, so I'm going to do the whole shebang. RCA jacks, got some ground post. Here we go. Let's see here. Got some Cartridge silver Litz wiring. I gotta solder on some connectors at the end. So it's got a serious tape job on it. It's like this white duct tape or something. So let's get this thing started. I don't want to tear up the box, so I need to reuse this when I send this back. Okay. Wow. Okay. Wow, this is some serious duct tape. Okay. Never seen anybody's duct tape, but it's not a bad thing. It's just something different. Alright, so I'm just going to go some longer. Just off this side. Longer or TV 1 2. Yeah, that's. Alright. Okay. That should be fairly easy to put back in. Just off this side. Okay, hopefully that's the cartridge. Most excellent pack job. Sorry. All right. So we got in here. Oops. All right, check. I'm not really sure. There's an R25 XT on the side. Okay. Look at styles cover on. Be careful with that. Ooh, oh man, it's actually in really great shape. It's the last one I worked on. Okay. Not sure. Good pair of scissors. Alright, this one easier. Alright. Yep, put some sound coat on here to get rid of the ringing. Well, it won't totally get rid of the ringing, but it'll reduce it some. Help with the resonance. So, although it's rubber band does a good job, but I'll put some sound coat underneath just to help it a little bit. Okay, he did not send a dust cover because it's in good shape. It's not having not broken off and going to the hinges, so we're good there. So let's get down to the main beast here. Alright.
not even very well. Crap. Cut it. I'm trying not to tear through the bubble wrap. I'm trying to use everything before sending it back. It's a bit of a challenge. Good boy. I might have to take out some of this. It's taking too long to make a video of.
Okay. Wow. Get this down here. Well, now that I've got it totally unpacked, I'm going to replace this cheap, well, not cheap, but I'm going to put a better power cord on there, more thicker shielded one. I'm going to put the RCA jacks right here. I'm going to put the grounding post right here, or the RCA jacks are going to go here. Ground post is going to go right here where the audio cables are coming out with the other ground cable. Yeah, I can definitely see it needs some cleaning. One thing I did notice, it's missing one of the feet. So looks like it got busted off. I looked in the packing, there was nothing there. And the owner did tell me that when he was playing it, he heard some crackling. So I'm not sure if it's the cables, which are getting cut off anyway and getting jacks, or it may possibly be the cart. So I have no idea about this cart. I'm going to have to do some research and see what this is. I like the head shell. It's interesting. But this cart sort of reminds me of a Shure, but not sure. I'll have to take it apart and see if there's any markings up underneath the head shell that I can't see. Like there might be something there. Yeah, I can't read it. There's something up underneath here, but I can't read it. So I'm going to have to take it apart. Alright, so that's about it for right now. I started getting busy. I gotta. Oh. And I'm doing this while raising a 10-week-old puppy. Got him when he was 8 weeks. Excuse me there, buddy. But this is Fred, my little chihuahua. Very cute, I know. But anyway, I gotta work around on the turntable while keep an eye on him. Okay? Alright, now we're back. I've got the bottom cover taken off. Pretty dusty. Got a little bit of grease residual from the years of this thing running. And the feet that are on here, these are the pull through. Found some for a D202. Basically, I think it's the same feet because it looks exactly like these. It's on the back here. It's just that this one here is missing. Now, I did take the cart. Let me grab the cart. Hello. I had to put it on a Technics head shell. The cart would not come out far enough to line on the protractor that I use. It was like about a good quarter to 3 inch, about a good quarter of an inch too far back. And so I put it on here and it got to line properly, and it sounds okay. This is a realistic Shure cart. It's got the realistic name on it, but it's a Shure cart. It's the R25 XT. Glad took pictures of the stylus. It was a little dirty, so I cleaned it up with my Hudson cleaner. So put it on, turned my SLQ3, got it playing. It sounds okay. I mean, it's good, but sounded a little narrow. It's only got a 20 dB channel separation. Anything above 27, 28, up to 30 or even better. Higher is a lot better. So I recorded a song from this and then recorded one of my Sumiko Pearl as a comparison for the owner to see if he wants to buy a different cart or not. This thing tracks at 3 grams. That's what I put it at. It says 2.5 to 3.5, so I just put it at 3. And I tried like 2 at first, and it was like, it just wasn't sounding very well, so I put up 3. It sounded good, but that's where I'm at with this cart. So I just got this taken apart, and I've got to call it quits for the evening. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning here, and my eyeballs are getting tired, so I'm going to continue on with this tomorrow. So oh, and I did hook this turntable up with the existing cables and the cart. Sounds fine, it's quiet, but still going to plan on go ahead and getting that to wiring, RCA terminals, power cord, new tone on wiring, and we'll go from there. Oh, ground post too. Alright, later. Okay, I haven't taken it apart yet. Been busy all day, but you can see the old grease in here. All that's going to go. Here's the Q selector up here. It goes back and forth, lots of grease. Going to clean out all the switches and pots. When I was testing the turntable with the original connections, the pitch wouldn't stay steady. Kept going back and forth. It sort of stayed in, but it kept going in and out. So need to clean the pots out and everything, speed switch and everything. So gonna be desoldering the power cord off, removing the audio cable, the ground cable, and then start taking apart the tone arm so I can drop it down and change the wiring out. So, and all the other moving parts that have grease on them are all going to be moved, re-lubed with white lithium grease. Good stuff. So, anyway, this is the cue for the cueing up and down. And I got some dampening fluid that I'll put on down here underneath. Make sure it's nice and smooth. So, time to get started. I'm not going to show everything in detail like I did the last one. I'm going to show mainly the highlights of before and after, and then go from there. Alright. Well, I found the little pull-through grommet for the foot that's missing. It was just laying right over here. Got the power cord removed. Got the audio cables removed. You just got to take this plate off here. Trying to mark the screws so I know exactly where they go this time. So, alright. Progress. Okay, so for those of you who are contemplating doing what I'm doing, dropping the tone arm out, you have to remove the screw here so you can move this plate back out of the way to remove these two screws right here, which I've taped over here. I want to make sure nothing gets mismatched because not all of them are the same length. Just want to make sure they go in the right place. Almost messed up one before. So, and yep. Now I just have to get this plate off of here, and then I can drop it out. Got to remember how to do that. So I'll figure it out here in a second. It just pops loose. So now you can see it's just dangling there by the wire. So I just have to undo the wire from there and it'll drop out. So, progress. This mechanism here got a bunch of old caked on grease on here. It was, some of it on top was pretty dried up, so I'm going to replace all this grease in here. And there you can see the tone arm. Haven't got to remove the bracket there holding the wiring in, then I can drop it out. Just wanted to show this because all this old grease needs to be replaced. It feels, how would you say, sort of gritty. You know, it's been in there since early 80s, so yeah, it's time to go. Time for some white lithium grease. Alright, having fun. Well, I guess I need to pick it up. I just took some Dawn Power Wash and one of those Teflon scrub pads that's got the sponge in it and cleaned it inside and out and just dried it off. Spick and span clean, so to say. And the tone arm is dropped out. So now I just gotta tear it apart and remove the wiring and put new wiring in. So, alright, this is what the 202 looks like inside. That was sitting over here, but in case you want to look at what the rest of it looks like. This is the RPM adjusters for the 45 and 33, which can be adjusted from the top. You take the platter off and there's holes on the top. You just take a small flat tip screwdriver, really small, and you can adjust it inside, because if your pitch wheel is not adjusted or too high or too low, you can set it in the middle and then adjust it here, and then you can adjust it here so that way it's not too high or too low, if that makes sense. So anyway, there they are. Alright. Okay, I've decided to work on the platter. Got 8 pieces cut, inch wide by 3.5 inch long. Put them in between the ribs here. They're all the same size, so it'll be all balanced. And add a little bit of sound dampening to it. So just thought I'd cut in and show this going on right now. Alright, got them all positioned. What I use here is a handle on a pair of scissors I have, and I just rub all these down nice and hard to make sure that the adhesive, makes it stick better. Yeah, you can place it in there, but if you want it to really stick, you're going to need to press it in. I mean, yeah, they are self-adhesive, but this just ensures that they'll stay in place better. So that's how I do it. Alright, I'm getting ready to do the tone arm wiring. I've got the clips here. I'm going to solder on to the oops, where's it at? There it is. The wiring there. I'm going to prep the ends and tin them, and then solder them in and clip them in, and then put heat shrink on them, the right coloring. And these clips are slightly bigger than the pins on the den itself, but that's not a problem. We'll be able to clamp them down so they'll be on there nice and tight. And this is some nice Cardus silver Litz wiring. So this is my next step. And I've used this before. Head shell has already got the wires on them. So that way I know which color is for which pin. That way I can idiot proof my connections, so to speak. Anyway, alright, look at this. Got them all attached, they're soldered in, heat shrinked, and ready to go on the den. And just like that, we've got tone arm wires connected to... What in the world is this camera doing? Anyway, tone arm wire is connected to the den, so now I can put it back, all back in the tone arm and reattach it. But I'm going to have to clean the plinth off. I hadn't got to that yet. So, got to get that cleaned up, and then we can start putting it all back together. But I still got to lube the inside because I got it all cleaned up. There we go. Ain't that pretty? Alright, I got the plinth cleaned off. It was sort of nasty in a few spots. These holes here are all filled with grime, and there was something spilt on here. There was a blotch right here. Took me some alcohol, cleaned it all off. I think it's part of why the pitch was off because it was not reading right here. So we'll see if that improved it or not, but it's all nice and clean now. So, alright. I'm using this to align my carts with. This arrow, line it up. I put a piece of tape or the rubber band and align it up to the center point of the tone arm pivot point on the bearings, and then I tape it down here to hold it in place, and then I line up the cart on here, square it off, and ensure it's level, azimuth, and tilted correctly. And this was off by at least maybe about 1/4 of an inch almost. It's like, no, that's not going to work. This other side here, it's my records. You can check your anti-skating on this side. I've been using this. I relined all my carts with this. I think I've gotten a little bit better sound with it than the geodisc I was using. If you're interested, I'll put a link down in the description for this. But it's pretty good to use. So I had an extra Technics head shell that I put this on, and it like I said, it sounds okay, but it sounded narrow, and I really like this Sumiko. I don't know how you pronounce this exactly, but Sumiko, whatever. It's an Oyster Series Pearl. It's moving magnet cartridge, and the channel separation is 30 dBs. Gives you a wider sound, more full. You know, for this is on Amazon for $119. Great price. I'll put a link down in the description. Ordered it yesterday, got it today. And if you're on the fence for getting a new cart, but you don't have a lot of money to spend, I think this is well worth the money. The last D202 I refurbed for my friend Darren. He loves it. I have my own. That's why I recommend it to him, and I recommend it to the owner of this turntable. And he liked the sound of it, so I'm going to mount this on the Technics head shell. I'm going to transfer these better wires that I have. I don't really use them for anything, so I don't have any extra good spares laying around, but these are good leads on here, so I'll put this on here, and then I'll start breaking in the cart. Still in the middle of refurbing. Got the tone arm rewired last night, so it's all set to go back in. So put that in here. So like I said, Sumiko Pearl moving magnet. Great cart, great sound. $119 on Amazon. Nope, I get no kickbacks for plugging this cartridge. I just wanted to share a good cartridge for the money. So I'll leave a link in the description. Alright, I've got everything lubed that I can find. I moved everything, spun all the sprockets and everything. This is the queuing lever up here. Slides back and forth and moves this arm here for the queuing, which is right there. Everything has been cleaned and lubed. Yeah, we're getting her. Just gotta put it back together now. And then I'll start marking for the holes for the jacks. Right. Now, as you can see, I got the ground post, the RCA jacks in. It's all put back together. I just got to tin the ends of these wires to put in for the power cord. Already got the cutout here sized up for it, so just got to solder in the wires and then we'll be ready to put it back together and get it tested. Alright, on to the next. Well, as you see, I've got it all hooked up. Come on, zoom in here. Got all the wires soldered in. Power cord soldered in. Now, just got to put the bottom cover back on, give it a test spin, and then we're ready to rock and roll. Well, last thing I need to do before I put the platter on, a little bit of silicone bearing lube on here for the motor. That's the last thing I need to do. Got the new, remember the beginning of this video, I was pinging on this. Got the sound code on here, so it's a lot quieter. So with the rubber mat on here, it's going to be nice and quiet. So just give it a nice good Alright, there we go. So let me put the rubber mat on. I still need to clean it up. Turn the power on. Rotates. Alright, auto return. Alright, everything is working. Queuing is working. Okay. Going up, going down. Alright. Alright, so now I just need to put it in place and put the card on, align it, and see how this thing sounds. Well, I'm back trying to finish up this turntable. I did a sound check on it, played several albums, trying to break in the new Sumiko Pearl cartridge. I just got this new foot in. Looks like it's not exactly the same, but I think it's about as close as I'm going to get. So it's a pull through little rubber thing here. This one here seems to be the stock one. The original one seemed to be a little thicker, but I could not find anything that comes off a 202. So you just have to put a couple extra playing cards underneath to get the same height. So anyway, I'm going to pull this bottom off and put it on. Just thought I'd show how this thing goes in. It's real simple. Just poke the nipple through here. Yeah. And just pull it through, but not too hard where you break it. So it's on. It does seem to be a little bit short compared to the other ones. That's okay. You can take some deck of playing cards and shimmy up underneath this corner to get it level. But it's in there. Alright, got the foot back on the bottom. And I've already been spinning several albums, but I'm just going to show that I do have this thing working as advertised. The queuing. Gonna go up. Got the tracking force set to 1.8 grams. And oh, I know what I forgot to do. Well, I'll do it later. That's okay. A little bit of anti-skate. Here we go. So a little bit of crimson glory. I did have one little issue yesterday, but I fixed it. The auto return wasn't returning the elements. I had to adjust it, so I will show that real quick. Is this going to make a liar out of me? I'm going to have to adjust this even more. Oh boy, at least the stop button works. Alright, we'll be back. So for any of those of you wondering, most turntables have a way to adjust the auto return. And on this SL D202, there's a little rubber cap that's on here. And you take a flat tip screwdriver and you adjust it to whichever way. I think I've been doing it counterclockwise to turn it, make it return a little faster, so I'm going to have to play with this until I get it right. But that's where it's at. Alright, I think I've got it all resolved. I'm going to go back to the auto return issue. Okay, let's put the queuing down. Alright, it didn't like that. Can you think maybe I got it adjusted too tight now? Alright, let's try it one more time. There we go. Alright. Still trying to get the anti-skate adjusted better. Seems to want to pop back when it's lifting up. That's a little better. Here we go. Alright, so now let's go back to the sound test again. I did add some silicone lube to the cueing mechanism inside, so it would go down pretty slow, which is what you want. Alright, I keep forgetting it's up here. This is the cueing part. Alright, everything's working great. Just put some more hours on before I send it back to the owner. So, I think this is a wrap on this turntable. And if you didn't see, I had changed the cartridge back to this Ortofon SH4, I think they call it. Head shell. The Technics, when I had the cartridge kept wobbling, it made it really hard to keep aligned when tightening it down. It was just too wobbly, so gave him a deal on this. It was a spare one anyway, so anyway, I think we're going to end it here. Everything's working great. Just need to get a hold of the owner and see if he wants me to put 40 hours on or if he wants to finish it off on the cartridge. So if you like my content here, please subscribe, like, and share. If you know anybody else has a Technics turntable that might need working on, or possibly a Pioneer, send them my way. I do like to take on projects every once in a while. So, long live vinyl.